Welcome back to the podcast. One of the things that I love to do is to interview real people and real couples about their relationship. And today I have Marie Tanu, and we're going to be talking about her relationship of 26 years, how they met, what's been going on, and what are some tips and tools she has for us in lasting long term. So, Marie, thank you so much for being here and sharing your wisdom with us.
Thank you, Kathy, for inviting me. I'm really happy to share maybe some tips for people who are listening.
Yeah. First, introduce yourself a bit with who you are, what you do for work, because we met through an entrepreneur group, and share a little bit about you and your husband.
So I'm French, moved to Germany 25 years ago. So I moved to Munich for the study, and I stayed and I met my husband. So basically, I stay in Germany. We have three big children now, or two adults and one teenager. And I'm a home and office organizer. Basically, I'm a Swiss pocket knife. What is my name? Because I'm helping people cleaning, decluttering, starting things out in their house, but also supporting people by administrative tasks, a bit of accounting. So everything where I can help people. Well, let me see. I'm doing it. So maybe we can put my link because it's quite long. It's a long story. So you're going to sleep.
I will make sure how to connect with her is in the show notes and her website with all of her amazing skill set. Yes, I agree. So share a little bit then about, you said you moved to Munich 25 years ago. You guys have been together for 26 years though. Tell me a little bit like that story. How did you guys meet?
Well, actually, you're right. If I said I'm 26 years with him, actually, I've been longer in Munich. God.
That's true.
I was already one year in Munich, and I studied 1 year in Passau, which is around 80 kilometers from Munich. So I met some nice people in Passau who also moved to Munich. So I was invited to have a party in Munich. I was single at the time, and I met this really nice guy during the party. And oh gosh, I'm finding him, really nice. And during the funny fact is basically when we were talking, I'm French and I was always wanted to meet a German guy. So we were talking, blah, blah, blah. And at a point he said, "Oh, I'm French." And I was like, "Oh, no. I wanted to meet a German guy." But he's born in Germany. His mother language is German. So the only fact he had was French on the document, on a paper. So we had a really nice evening. I disappeared at the end of the evening because I missed her because I said something, it was not. And on the next day, basically, I received a phone call and I thought it was my friend from the party where I left. And actually it was my future husband, it was Oliver. And he said, "Oh, how are you? You left yesterday and you said you wanted to do something." And I was just like, oh God. So it was the first point where actually he did the first tape, trying to get my phone number to reach me, to see me again. I was like, okay, nice. We met on this day and it took quite a long time really to went together. So we had a couple of evening, went for dinner, we did some stuff. And every time I said, okay, it's the right moment, but it never happened. So it was really, really interesting for me because I thought he liked me, maybe he's interested. But every time, we are French. So I'm French. So usually you give a kiss at the end when you left. And actually never happened. Every time I was trying to kiss him, he turned the head. I was like, okay, good. So that's fine. And to make it short, at the end, a couple of months, we were kind of dating. We went to Oktoberfest with some friends. And on the 2nd October, we kissed. And it was the beginning of our story. And it's, as I said, we were 4 years together before we get married. And this year in October, on the 4th of October, it will be 26 years we are together.
I love this story because he made sure he got your number, but then he made you work for it. It's like, not kissing you. Nope, we're not going there. Oktoberfest. Now's the time. He is very German. Marie, you got a German. Like Oktoberfest, this is the memory I want us to have for our first kiss. So yeah. I think that's awesome. What were some of the things that appealed to you about him? What attracted you?
I think it's the beginning. It's a bit chemical. You felt comfortable. It was really nice. He is still charming person. He's listen a lot. So he's a listener. He's not talking. He's a listener. Actually, is one of the things is he's completely my opposite. I'm super active. I am, well, sometimes a bit crazy. And actually is the opposite. Is, like yin and yang. Is calm. Bring me down. Make me sometimes think, because I'm really, oh yeah, we're going to do this. And it's like, maybe, so more pragmatic. So that's something I do believe will make me feel comfortable. And he's funny. So he's not a super funny guy, but he's got a really good sense of humor. And it's kind of package, it's a package.
I enjoy how you describe that, because even though it's stuff of what attracted you, you still talked very present day about him, that he is still so many of those things, right? That he still creates that for you. I think that's really beautiful. I always wonder, and you probably have seen this too, that often what attracts us to our partner is what later drives us insane, right? Something that's frustrated us. I want to know your thoughts and opinions. You're always just listening, right? Like these types of arguments that come up. Have you found that to be true in your relationship? That sometimes
Exactly.
what annoys you is like, why don't you just tell me your thoughts?
Exactly. The thing. And it's like, it's like a circle. So it's always coming up. I'm always talking, I'm telling stuff, I'm explaining my day. And he's just listening. He's a listener. And he's listening a lot at work. So, he's managing a big group of people. So he's always listening. But he never say anything. I learned during the years to tell also my emotions. Say, I feel like this. I'm a bit frustrated. And most of the time, you can't say never. So he said like 19% of the time, he never says something. So sometimes like, I need to know, what do you feel? Yeah. Tell me something. What was your day? And I'm getting really frustrated, and I'm really sometimes getting really angry. I need to understand how you feel. It's important in a relationship. So he's, because you say he's really as you say in English, introverted. So
yes.
He's really inside. He keep everything inside. Sometimes it's, difficult to know how can I help you or can I support you if I don't know what you think or what you feel.
Yes, definitely. How have the two of you grown more together versus apart in the 26 years? Because that's quite a long time. And there probably were times where you did grow apart, but like, how did you guys bring it always back to the relationship?
The thing is, I never wanted to get married. I wanted to, for me, what the image is, when you see all the films, all the stories, like you have a fantastic love story and you live separately. And the day you get married, then everything brings down. So you let you down. You don't take care of yourself. I say, okay, we were married now, so I don't need to take care of our marriage, of our couple, of our relationship. So I always thought, I don't want to get married. And when I met Oliver and we were like 4 years together, actually, I thought always wanted to have children. So I really would like to stay with you and have children with you. And then he said, but you know what? If you are okay to have children with me, we're going to stick together anyway, because it's children are from us. We can get married. And I said, well, okay. So it was the first compromise I did. Mm-hmm. We got married. And from this point, I said, okay, so now we get married. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let everything down, because now we are married on a document. So I really keep up with creating things. So we had our first daughter really fast, really quick. So, you leave from one couple, two person to one third person coming in your life. And it's completely different. At the beginning, you're getting a child, but you don't know how it's going to be. You don't know as person how you're going to be with your child, how it's going to change your relationship, your couple. So I really took care of doing things to keep us as a couple together. So mm-hmm. the really private part of a couple, what?
Yeah, the intimacy.
Intimacy, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I really tried to keep that. So I was organizing picnic, even in the dining room. So,
yep.
But we can go out, you can get a babysitter every day. So I was trying to imagine, okay, what we can do. So we had a couple dinner once a week. So he was cooking. So it was a surprise dinner, or I was doing it. Picnic in the dining room. So we would be outside, but in the dining room, having a babysitter, try to anything what was possible to keep a bit of intimacy and a bit of like a pimp up your sex life
Yes.
during the,
Yes.
during the life and try to make myself. I'm still a woman, so I'm a mother now, but also I'm a woman. So it's I try to keep up everything.
And did your husband start to pick up the ball too of like, let me do some things as well? Or did he let you take the lead on that?
Well, he let me took the lead on it. So yeah, that's I was almost of the time I was organizing everything because it was fine. So I was taking the lead.
Yeah. But I think you brought up a good point of we often lose ourselves in parenthood and in the relationship. We lose who we are and taking care of ourselves, and whether that be physically, emotionally, mentally. But it was really important from day one for you that you didn't lose who you were and what mattered to you about taking care of yourself, and that you wanted the relationship to always be important. Now, did that continue with kid number 2 and kid number 3?
Exactly. So we have 3 kids, and really so I've got 18 months between my 2 daughters, and then 2 years. So basically, we have 3 kids in more or less like 6 years. But I always kept our relationship, tried to do things. So having babysitter, going out, take time for ourselves. So we keep the dinner things. So we had a babysitter. So we were once a month we went out together for our dinner, or we're doing things at home. But we really kept our privacy and then intimacy. And as you said, my husband was just he let me do everything. So he let me take the lead on all the things.
Yeah.
So,
Did you find that he had a lot of gratitude for that? Does he ever reflect back and go, man, I'm so glad you were doing those things? Or I remember we used to picnic on the floor. Does that stuff come up ever?
not really since the day. That's why you said you can have up and down. And one day, basically, I was working, and I start feeling that actually I'm not recognized as a woman. So basically, during my work, I met other persons, other men, and I start feeling that actually I'm not really recognized by my husband. So he's a really lovely person, but he's also, like I said before, he's not someone who is always expressing himself or telling things. And I'm a person, I need to hear sometime, oh, you look good, or you're nice, it's great what you're doing. And for him, it was basically, it's nice. I'm superwoman. He loves me and everything, but he didn't really tell me a lot. And basically at the end, when you've got 3 kids, you've got your routine, you work the whole day, at the end, I was feeling I was living you're sharing a flat with someone else.
Yes,
not
a
my
roommate.
husband, but roommate. So it was like a roommate. So, and because I met lots of people at work or during my parents, I start feeling that actually I don't know exactly where we're going now. I said I still love my husband, but I'm not really sure anymore because there's a lot of things happening. So one day, because I was also starting feeling a bit sad because I thought I was not really recognized as a woman, or I start telling him, you know what, I'm not feeling good. I think we need to change something. I had the feeling we are roommates, but there is nothing going on. I don't know if you still love me. I don't receive lots of compliments, or I think I'm feeling like a vase on a table, like a pot.
Yep.
And so we had a really, really long conversation. He was everything writing down. And then for that, I'm really thankful for that. He took the time to listen to me, as he did every time, put everything down. And I started thinking about all the things I said. So we had a long exchange. And then at the end, he came back and he said, okay, I'm trying to change a bit. And he said to me, I love you since the first day. I mean, he told me, I love you since the first. For him, he's happy. He don't need all the, crazy thing I was doing. He was just happy because we all together. We had lovely kids. And I said, but I need some recognition of, I need you show me your love. So we started working on it again, a different way. So he did a bit more. And then basically we not started from scratch, but since then, we're still working on our relationships. And now he tells me things. Oh, you look great. Oh, it's a new clothes. Oh, you da-da. Or you know what I mean? he's touched me more. So basically, take my hands, he give me kisses, what he did before, but he really showed me what I need for me, basically.
What I heard you say is you felt not only like you weren't seen as a woman, but you were taken for granted. Like the vase that's on the table, that's just always going to be there. There it
Yeah.
is. It's there. And you really stood firm and said, I need to not be taken for granted. I need you to see me. I need to exist beyond being a vase on the table. But you also brought to light that a lot of listeners need to reflect on how normal it is for us, especially long-term relationships, to start to question, like, is this working? Am I happy? I'm noticing other people are giving me attention. That doesn't mean I need to run towards it. It means I need to figure out what's going on in my own relationship that I'm lacking. And you were able to be specific with him. I need this from you. I need that. This is not working. I love that he wrote down notes. I think that's so wonderful, to like, let me take this seriously, because his world was about to be completely rocked when he was like, I'm happy. Everything's good. And you're like, yeah, but I'm not. Like, there's two of us here, right? Like, it's not just one. So how strong and vulnerable it must have felt to sit with him and go, this is not okay. Like, I need more, even though he was so happy. It would have been easy for you to be like, well, okay, if you're fine with it, then I'll figure it out. But you didn't. You knew you needed more.
Yeah, and because I didn't want to give up. I mean, we were so long together. It's just like you said, I was thinking, okay, I'm not happy now. So we try to find a solution. It's like everything. You have a problem. So you try to find a solution and if it doesn't work, then I would have said, okay, then I'm leaving, because it isn't worth it to spend more time. But because he loves me, because he loves me. So he wanted to fight for it. And for him, it was when I told him, you know what, I'm not feeling happy. I'm just feeling like a big stranger. He was surprised, because in his world, he was just like, it's great. I'm happy like that. And when he told me, I love you since the first day, I was like, wow, but he said, you never told me this. And it's what I need to hear.
Yeah.
So, and I was really appreciated. He took the time, and as I said, he wrote notes and he went to all the points I was basically telling, and we went all through, but he went all through on his own. So he really took time to reflect, to see, okay, what he has done, what he can do, because you can't change anyone. That's another point in a relationship. When you choose someone, you choose him like this. And sometimes you think, okay, he's like this, but he's going to change afterwards. And no, the person you choose at the first time is the person is going to stay like this. You can only make compromises, but you have to accept him like he is, with his positive things and sometimes with his negative things, but you can't change him like he didn't change me.
Yeah.
We are developing ourselves. We are changing sometimes with the experience we have through the year. Yeah, but you can't change the people. It's another point to think about in a relationship.
Yes, definitely. What do you feel like you've learned about yourself over the last 26 years? Obviously, you've also become a parent. There's going to be a whole bunch of layers that have changed you, but in the context of being with the same person for this long, what have you learned about yourself?
Well, I've changed. I'm developing myself, and I learn things, but I'm still me. I stick with my value. I haven't changed anything of my character for him, like he didn't change for me. I learn patience. I learned to listen more. I learned to be really happy for every little things happening. I learned for every moment, because especially when you've got kids, you do things, and well, kids it's another topic, but it's interfere in your relationship anyway. So I learned to do with all the package. Yeah, as I said at the beginning, I haven't changed. I'm still the person I was like 25 or 30 years ago. Of course, you develop, you can develop, but my inner character is the same. And the good thing, he hasn't changed me for this.
Yes. Yes. And I think it speaks to, like you said from the beginning, I did want to get married and lose me, lose our relationship. So you did the work to go, okay, I need to keep working on me and knowing me and better understanding my values so that I can remain consistent in that way. When you talk about your husband, I picture you as this butterfly right? Flitzering around here, 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 and this and that. And that. And he's like the rock that you come back and you perch on for a little bit. And then you go back, do, 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 and he's still there. That stability. I can see how you guys balance each other out, but how also it can feel like, can you stop being a rock for a minute? Like, can you please like move, morph into something else? Or he might be like, can you just stay longer perched on the rock rather than flits to the next thing? But this is the beauty of why, in a sense, opposites attract, because the other has something in them that either makes us feel calm or that we wish we had more of, right? You've learned more patience with him.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And that's like that more of that rock quality. Like, he's learned how to speak up more about, I feel this, or I think this a little bit more at least. That's that butterfly. Like, da, 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 here's my thoughts, here's my things. How you guys have shaped each other without losing who you actually are is beautiful. Now, you shared that you were looking for a German guy. I understand. It just happened. It fell into my lap. So that's how I met mine, just happened to be at the party. But talk to me about the cultural differences that you guys have had to work through, especially in the context of it with the family, the traditions you follow, the rituals or routines that you like, because you are fully French, living in a German country. He is German with some French heritage, right? There's some blood in him that's French, but he's German. What did you guys do to work out some of those cultural differences?
Actually, it's fine. It's not too. I with the kids. Basically, because our children were in the German school system, so they were all talking German at home. And I said, I want to keep my language. Well, for me, it's important that the children speak French. They know the tradition and the culture. I was doing all the Christmas thing. We were doing all the French part of the, like you have the tooth fairy, where we have the teeth.
The tooth fairy. Yep.
Yeah, fairy. We have for us it's mouse. For Eastern, the French and the German culture for Eastern Christmas completely different. So I was always doing the French part. Oliver was, it's fine. You do it. You're doing your own way. And I only speak French at home. So with the children, it was not so difficult. I would say I was lucky that actually he still have his grandma was French, so he been in France and everything. So and he was really flexible. I always say actually he's German, but he's when we have to go somewhere, he's more French than German actually, because we are always late. We've got French, we've got German friends, and we almost never come on time. So, and I said, when I'm on my own, I'm pretty on time, even if I'm French. When I'm with Oliver, we are always arriving late. So I say, no, that's not the thing he took. So I would say we are lucky because it's never been a big issue between us for the culture. As I said, he let me do all the French tradition at home for the children, and we keep doing it right now. Even if my children are now adults, we still have the French Christmas part and not the German one. So yeah.
Yeah. And I think another piece that the listeners need to really hear is that it was important to you. So you kept it up. Often I find with bicultural couples, it's sort of this feeling of like, well, you should be a part of it too. You need to be a part of this and help with this and things. But when it's our culture, who better to teach it to our kids or our neighbors or our friends than us? In my family, because of where my family comes from, we celebrate Mardi Gras instead of Carnival or Fasching or, and we have a certain way that we celebrate it. And so I bring that. As much as my husband loves it, I don't expect him to, are you making the jambalaya and the king cake today? No. Well, why not? I removed that responsibility from him because it's my culture. It's something I want to teach them about where I'm from. And same, I speak English to the kids. English is what we speak in the home because I want to make sure that the beauty of being bilingual, and in Europe, it's so easy to be trilingual, is amazing. As someone who grew up not getting that background. So to know what you wanted for your kids and to know you wanted them to understand their French heritage and who they are in that identity, I think is amazing. But it speaks to that you stood firm again of like, no, this will be this way. It speaks to your character, Brie. I'm not trying to build you up, but I'm going to build you up. That it's it just speaks to your character of being quite strong in, hey, both can coexist. It's not that I have to lose my culture because I live in Germany and my husband, though French, is German. And we're going in the German school system, which you and I know means it's just all
It's
all
for me.
German.
It's at the beginning it was really hard because you had table and all the kids speaking German together, and you're like, hey, I'm here, and I always said, I don't understand. I don't speak German, so you have to speak French with me. So that's why I was really stick on French, and even now even if they start speaking German with me, I say no in French, please. So
Yeah.
I really keep up because I still have a bit of family in France. And the funny thing is, my sister lives in Scotland. So basically, my sister is with. So we are kind of, we have to find a common language. So, okay, now my children, well, we all speak English, but at the beginning, when the kids are small, they are not going to speak German and English with each other. So the cousins need to have a common language. So it was really important for me. And now it's great because they speak three languages. So as you said,
Yeah.
it's a gift. It's fantastic.
Absolutely. I've got chills just thinking of the gift that your kids have, speaking three languages fluently because of the home they were in, not because of the school, because of the home that they were
Yeah.
in. I want to bring you back to your relationship, and we'll wrap up in a minute, but I ask this often with couples. What is the argument the two of you have on repeat? And it may not be the
Oh,
same exact thing, but like around the same topic. What's your repeat argument?
with us it's money.
Hmm.
And as you said before, they're always that you don't tell me anything. What do you think? It's a always repeating thing. I always say to Oliver, you know what? It's a funny thing. It's always repeating. It's always coming back. It's a circle. And finance is the same thing because we have everything separated. We have a common bank account for all the things for the house, but the rest is separate. And it's a really tricky. It's a really tricky subject. So we're working on it. That's what I say. I say we need to work on it. We need to find a solution. So it's always coming up sometime because maybe I'm not in a good mood or I don't know. But it's the really two topics are this one.
Yes, 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 yes. That one, those two, I hear on repeat, and even in my own relationship, I get it. I want to remind the listeners just because you're in a long term relationship doesn't mean you're going to have these things figured out. You have said repeatedly, you still work on it. You still have to work on the relationship. You still have to work on the communication and the differences in finances and the thoughts and feelings about them. It doesn't mean it gets easy. We have this false belief that the longer we're together, it should just flow and be easy. Yes, some things do, but you're still going to have sandpaper moments where it's like, oh, that just, really again? And that's normal. That is normal. It's about the repair. It's about coming back for the date night. It's going, I still love you. I'm going to give you a kiss at the end of the night. That's really what keeps the long-term piece to it. If you had to give one focus area of what kept the two of you together this long, what would it be? What was the thing, the glue?
Communication for me it really helped. Communication, just to, like I said, even if you have someone in front of you who are not really talkative, but take time to communicate. Say what you feel, what you want, how you, especially if you're going to get to have children or you have children. For me, it was important to know we're going on the same page. I've been educated another way as Oliver, and we have a different background. And it's important to understand, okay, we want to educate or want to go with the kids this way. For me, it was really important. And the way we see kind of life, of relationship, that we are both free. And another example, he's going out. I don't know with whom he's going out. I don't ask him. So it's still this kind of, oh, I'm going out. He say, what are you doing? Oh, I'm going to meet some friends. But I don't know. I don't go into details. I let him free. I trust him. That's one part. Communication, trust. And as I said, also friendship. My butterfly, would you say my butterfly, my stomach are gone. I still love being with him. We have lots of things and find something in common as well. The more you're getting longer with someone, you're thinking, okay, my kids are going to leave the house. Now I've got one left. The others are gone. And I said, okay, what we have in common to keep it up afterwards? So we have a sport, we've got different things. Yeah, that's important too. And that's things at the beginning when you communicate. And
Yes.
stay yourself. Stay yourself.
Yes. And if you feel like you've lost yourself, come back to it.
Yeah.
It's not too late. It's not too late. I love that you reflected on what do we have in common, because that tends to happen with couples in long term as they start to feel like they're on two different train tracks. And there's still things that bring you together. And it's not just the home or the kids or whatever. There are things, but you have to go back to being willing to explore and get creative and trial and error. And I think a lot of couples are embarrassed to be vulnerable like that again. Like, okay, let's go be silly and laugh and not do it perfectly and get out of our comfort zones together. Because I mean, you guys we all have been uncomfortable with our partners and vulnerable. So why not, no matter what age you are? But I think that what do we have in common is a great question for the listeners to reflect on this week. Getting back to what does happen, the kids are out of the house. What are we going to do together? What activities will we enjoy? What will we talk about? It doesn't start once everybody's gone. You start working on that now. If you had to give our listeners one piece of homework to work on this week, I kind of just reflected on something, but I want you to what would you say is hey, this is something to think about?
Something really helped me too. It's one book, it's the 5 signs of love.
The 5 love languages.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes.
I read the book really, 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 really late in the relationship, but it really helped me still to understand, and my husband too, because I gave him the exercise too, the questionnaire, that actually how we love each other. What are the signs, the language we do use, and it's not the same. And for me, it was this, and actually I say, no, Oliver, yes, it's a bit part, but the most part for me is more talking, saying things. So it was really helpful. So If you don't know the book, I would advise you to read the book.
I agree. And it is in, I'm pretty sure, almost every language. I recommend reading it, if you can, in your mother tongue. If you can't find it, the test is definitely in your mother tongue, whomever you are. Yeah. So go at least take the test if you've got to get the book in English or in German or whatever, or French. But if you want to take the test in your mother tongue, you absolutely can find that. And I would say do that, because sometimes it's the nuance of the words that help you go, yeah, that attracts me. Oh, yeah, that helps me feel loved. Yes, I love that book. So I'm so glad you brought that up. You were speaking about physical touch and words of affirmation. I was like, these are the love languages. But some people like it, some people don't. I highly recommend it as just a framework. I agree. It just gives you a way to better understand each other.
You can just only do the questionnaire. I mean, it's still here help to understand how you work and how your partner works. So it's good.
Yes, definitely. Well, Marie, it has been a pleasure to interview you, to hear your story about your husband and your kids, and really what you can see has helped be the glue for your relationship. Do you have anything you'd like to leave our listeners with?
For me, I really learned with the time, be yourself. Stay like you are. Don't try to change your partner. If the partner is not like you want to have him, well, you have to find another decision, but be yourself, let your partner be himself, and you will find your way, and be true to yourself.
Yes, I love that advice. Thank you. And if you want to connect with Marie and ask her any questions about intimacy, we've got everything in the show notes, all her links and ways to connect with her. Marie, again, thank you so much. And dear listeners, we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to Relationship Reset. If you found this episode helpful, share it with a friend who might need it too. Don't forget to rate and review the podcast. It helps more couples discover these tools to rebuild their connection too. And be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss next week's episode. It's gonna be a good one. Your relationship is worth the work, and the rewards, totally worth the effort. See you next week.